my name is Felix Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So are you enjoying those election results? I think we're going to be enjoying them for quite some time, because we ain't getting them for a while, from what I can tell. My guess is if they can work out who won by Christmas, we're going to be lucky. We are going to be lucky. But yeah. Who loves living in suspense? Do you remember the 2000 election? If you don't, it really sucked. There was this TV show they were going to do, but they didn't know it was based on the president or whoever won. They had like a pilot made with George Bush and another pilot made with Al Gore, and they're going to do like a sitcom about the president. And then they couldn't go to production because they didn't know who won. So I think we're probably going to get something similar there. I don't see. What's that state? Pennsylvania finishing counting in the near future, and there's going to be litigation and suits and countersuits. So what are you going to do to take your mind off it? What are you going to do to take your mind off it? Well, you're not going to watch TV because nothing's bloody on. Maybe you'll thumb through a magazine as we're going into lockdown. I don't think so. So anyway, as we're going into lockdown, I'm going to do one. I do this every month. My virtual thumb through of the new SFX magazine. It is that time month, and time month for a new SFX magazine, which isn't as good as it used to be. SFX is is a little bit embarrassing. I think the problem with SFX is probably the problem with the entirety of the rest of the genre, that it's gatekeep. The people making gatekeep it so you can only have one ideological worldview or people writing in there. And that ideological worldview is at deep odds with about half the audience. So it's very disdainful to you. It will always give a pass for stuff that's ideologically on the right side of history. You know, that nonsense expression they like to say, the right side of history. And always so you'll always get articles saying how great things are that are truly awful, like the current Doctor Who, like Star Trek Discovery. Although, I have to tell you, Keith Hiles, who I go on many podcasts with, he is actively liking it. I can't argue with you. I'm glad somebody is. So yeah, that's really the problem with SFX. But I think, and I did I always do a quick flick through when I got it. I think this issue might be worthwhile. This issue might be worthwhile you buying. I don't know. Listen, if you want something to read, probably not. It's up to you. We'll go over it. It's $2.99 if you have a subscription, or $4.99 if you're buying it. $4.99 seems way too expensive. $2.99. Yeah, I can see. I don't see anybody going out and buying a print copy. Fine. Before we get there, could I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That'd be fan-frickin-tastic. Thank you very much. I do like people liking it. Actually, I have to say, I really do like people liking things I do. Just in general, if there wasn't a like button invented, I think I would like to invent one, because I dislike people going, oh, I like that. I like that. That's good. Like button, the share button. The share button's always good. I like the share button, but mostly, can you hit that subscribe button? Can you hit the subscribe button? I want to get up to 2,000 subscribers. Although I've been on like an 1820 site for a while, and this hovers. It's like seductively hovers and doesn't move anywhere. So if you can hit the subscribe button, that'd be great. What happens if you subscribe? Well, the first thing that happens is everything good. Everything good happens if you subscribe. Now, that may seem like hyperbole. Who knows, or dare to dream. I don't know. But also, you can enter my weekly competitions. The prize this week is a pretty darn good one. It is a Judge Dredd graphic novel. Look at that Brian Bolland cover. Oh, freaking gorgeous. This is Judge Dredd, Dark Side of the Moon. This is all the lunar stories in Judge Dredd. There was a time when Judge Dredd was the marshal of the Mega City One's lunar colony. Great artwork by Brian Bolland. That's when it was really starting his career, and you can really see him developing. There's tons of great stories. All you need to do to win it, is subscribe to the channel, which is why I do this stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and in the comments, leave the hashtag Dark Side of Dredd. The Dark Side. Wait, don't you put it? Just Dark Side of Dredd. It's all in the video notes. It's all down there. Just go and copy and paste, put it in. We'll do the prize draw on, I'm gonna say Sunday. Is it the 8th? Sunday the 8th? I'm gonna get Sunday. Sunday when I'm on the TARDIS over North. Fine. So let's have a look at this month's copy of SFX magazine. And again, listen, I think they might have actually pulled out a decent copy this time. $4.99 just seems ridiculous for it because and the reason I think they might have pulled out a decent copy because there's something good on TV that I like to watch. So they're going to talk about that. The Mandalorian, obviously, the Mandalorian is big news. If it's I get the feeling next month's cover is going to be the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who. I mean, if they're suicidal, right? If they say, it's in lockdown, nobody's going to buy it, so let's put on the least popular cover humanly possible. Although, for them, they don't care. They will go for Discovery. They'll go for Doctor Who. They'll go for pretty much anything. Oops, I just zoomed in. I didn't mean to do that. They'll go for pretty much anything. So fine, let's have a look at this issue. Contents page. Okay, we always have a content. I tell you, there's a nice picture of Mando there, isn't it? I do like that. Let's keep going. And I see again. Here's a problem. We zoom in. Here's a problem. This is contentious to half of your audience. This is contentious to half your audience. I watched the trailer for an Axonar last night. That looked freaking awesome. Now I hear the guy who's doing an Axonar is awful. That guy's horrible. I don't know anything about him at all. But again, that's the freaking problem. Don't Photoshop yourself into Kirk's chair or Picard's chair. That's just a mistake. And do I want to know? It's so not buying this. Any book that's tied to the current era, I can get past the logo, right? I can get past the logo, which a lot of people can't. I can get past the logo, and I quite like Sacha Dhawan's performance, suggesting everything else was pretty darn awful. And don't you think he would have been better as a meddling monk than as a master? He seemed much more of a meddling monk. Okay, so first we have the Red Alert section. The Red Alert section, which tells about the all the news. Which again, I think this Red Alert section, the news section of Gallifrey and Guardian in Doctor Who magazine, it's nowhere near as important as it was like 10, 15 years ago. Like this is where you used to get the news from. Now you get it from your Twitter. But it is helpful to see what's going on in the world. So there's a new Animaniacs series. If it's got Pink in the Brain, I'm up for it. But I guess I'm just not up for anything made in 2021. I just have the assumption it's going to be awful and preachy. When it's not, I'm amazed. But two things I really liked this year was Brave New World and Raised by Wolves. But two original things which I thought, semi-original, that I thought really went really well. This looks cool. They're doing a June comic book based on the Brian Herbert and the Kevin J. Anderson stuff with Expanded at the World. This artwork looks really good. I'm up for it. Your boy Zach did a review of it and of the first issue, and it sounded really, really good. It sounded like something I would definitely be up for. Next up we have something about YK40. Okay, never really into it. Okay, new stuff going on. It looks like a comic or something. YK Warhammer 40,000 Magnus Calgarner. Okay, it's a comic. Is out with Eternals #1. Okay, so is it a Marvel book? That's interesting. Marvel doing YK. I'm amazed at that if it's my Marvel, I'm amazed they're expanding their incredibly shrinking roster. And so they're doing a Lego version of the Star Wars Christmas special. But again, is that supposed to be Finn and Rey? Who cares? If Finn and Rey are in it, who cares? It's got all the Disney trilogy stuff going on here. Let's have a look. We got we got Maz Katana there, and it's Rey and Finn with his long hair, which he clearly wasn't very happy about. Zoom out. There's another. There's a woman from Solo over there. And why is Rey fighting Luke Skywalker? I just stop. It didn't work. It didn't work. We all hate it. We all hate, the sequel trilogy. Time to move on and get away with it. There's a crossover between Lock and Key and Sandman. I guess it's kind of I really should finish watching Lock and Key. I saw the first 2 or 3 episodes. I should really. I mean, I put that if I put a few episodes in, I should really finish the whole thing off. Something going on. Transformers meets Back to the Future. Quite a good crossover. Penny Dreadful, never read it. Well, that's weird. The Sapphire and Steel cars. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. That's freaking crazy. What's she saying? I sense great power in those Hot Wheels. And he's like, I don't trust it. This is my something, never seen it. This is cool. If they got an exhibition of Ray Harryhausen stuff. Is that the real Medusa from Attack of the Titans? I would love to see that. Do they have virtual museums now? Is that how it works? There's a Star Trek Voyager Series 8, I think, going on. Not really interested. Oh, really? Jonah's going to be on the cover. I wonder if they'll even release a new picture for it, a new publicity still. Those two publicity stills they released have been freaking awful, just absolutely terrible. Then subscribe, get stuff, subscribe. Fine. So now we're into the Mandalorian section. Let's see how many pages it is. It's a nice picture, but not really a page. It is one. By the way, I love seeing the Banthas. The Banthas are freaking awesome. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-page article. That's not bad. Okay, 6-page. And then they got another article on Dark Materials, which actually I think I watched the first 2 episodes and I just got bored. But now looking at the design work for the next season, it looks kind of interesting. Maybe I should watch that first season and go for it. Like, all this stuff looks really, really cool. I mean, I like all this stuff, all this architecture. So, this is kind of getting me tempted to, plow through that first season again. Again, I got to like the 2nd or 3rd episode. I do like, was it Michelle Gomez? No, it's the woman from Luther. What's her name? Anyway, she's good. Ruth Wilson. I think Ruth Wilson. So, it looks interesting. And something about a new horror movie. Don't really care. Fine, it's coming out on November 13th. It's going to be in theaters. But if it's in theaters, nobody else will be. Yeah, I think theaters maybe thinking about. Okay, so now we got a big article on the Daleks TV, the YouTube series. And the problem with it, I see, like, right here in this picture. A nice model. The Dalek models are nice. I mean, look at the slats, all good. The texturing on it looks awful, and I hate the lighting as well. Just none of this is really work. I hate, like, the glowy lighting. I think it's there to cover up the low texture. It just looks cheap and crap to me. I mean, that's really the bottom line. It just looks cheap and crap. I mean, some design work is shocking. Some of the non-design work is shocking. I mean, look at that robot. Just looks awful. I'm sorry. Actually. So how many up? This is a 1, 2. How I just did that? A 2-page article. Okay, fine. I probably already read it in the Doctor Who magazine. So now there's a decade of the Walking Dead. Walking Dead is over. Couldn't care less. Walking Dead was really the first thing to really go under in my mind. First thing. It's just. I jumped out at the Negan War, and when they were just like shooting for hours on end without talking, and it was boring. And I didn't care. By the end of it, I certainly didn't care, which is weird because I really like that arc in the comics. So stuff about Walking Dead, I'm over it. It's over. It's just, I think they broke it. It wasn't that strong to start with, and they broke it. I just don't care about anybody in it anymore. Oh, is that Samantha Morton? I guess she didn't do so well in the end. So fine. I now I see how the Whisperer War ended up with her with a head on a spike. Okay, there you go. And then is this more Walking Dead? Fear the Walking Dead. Okay, Fear the Walking Dead is like, how can it start off with an interesting bunch of characters, and they go, how can we get rid of all the interesting ones and like just leave the boring ones? Is the mother still the main character? Because she was freaking awful. If you see that woman coming in the Walking Dead world, you better kill her. Because she's going to destroy your life. So they got a Flight of the Navigator retrospective. There's a lot of retrospectives because there's nothing new to talk about. So. And I never liked this movie much anyway. I'm not even sure I saw it. I remember seeing the pictures for it and go, yeah, looks too kiddish for me. Limited edition Flight the Navigator box set is available from Second Sight Film. Okay, fine. So it's got an ad for it. So this is basically, it doesn't say paid content, like sponsored content. No, it's worse than sponsored. It's sponsored content they didn't get sponsored for. A very quick interview with Malcolm McDowell. Then there's a Thunderbirds retrospective because it's on BritBox now. It's an interview with Jamie Anderson saying, "Oh look, we got some merchandise. We have merchandise. Go and buy a merchandise." Speaking of which, he did this YouTube series which are called FAB with it sounded quite good. I've really got to listen to it. So Thunderbirdy stuff. Yoon Ha Lee, a book writer. I have no idea who she is. But there she is. Okay, there you go. That's nice to know. Corgi stuff, lots of ads. And we're in the reviews already? Blimey. That was... Again, I guess there's not so much new to talk about. Let's look at the reviews. London Film Festival, don't care. Possessor, I don't really care. Wolf Walkers, don't really care. Trader, no, don't care. Here's the thing: you gotta have stuff that you care about to make you want to buy this magazine. You know. Lovecraft Crowley, I want to read this review because I saw the first 3 minutes of the first episode and went, that looks awful. That looks absolutely awful. So basically, it's about the plight of black people in America in the 1950s, but kind of talking about today. Kind of still talking about today. It was about the plight of black people in America in the 1950s, and the things of oppressing them were Lovecraftian. Or a Lovecraftian representation of evil white supremacy. And here, even with that, I only got 3 stars. That shows you how incredibly bad it is. My wife saw this, Haunting of Bly Manor. My wife doesn't like anything genre, and she thought it's kind of dull. True Seekers I should really check out, even though it's got like terrible rate. Lower Decks. Okay, we're reading this. We're reading this right now. How did Lower Decks get anything above a 0? Lower Decks was bad if you don't like Star Trek, and if you like Star Trek, it was abysmal. It was terrible. It's one of the worst things ever. So how do they give this 3.5 stars? Listen, CBS All Access. Why is it not available in the UK? Because nobody wants to pay for it. Because it's freaking awful. It's terrible. It's like it had Tawny Newsome is the central character who is terrible. It's like the worst human being possibly you can possibly imagine. Fine, let's read this together. Star Trek last ventured onto the cartoon frontier in the animated series in 73-74. Far superior to this. And that was not great. That was far superior. But Lower Decks is a very different kind of kettle of city ills. So what he's doing right now is exactly what Lower Decks is, and just throwing in Star Trek references meaninglessly into it because they don't know anything about Star Trek, and certainly don't care anything for Star Trek. So anyway, if you give this a positive review, the kind of the like that drop references to things like City Hills as often as possible, but just not lovingly. Like the Mandalorian, every like member berry they put in there was right because it was done by somebody who actually liked it, and you can tell, what's going on. We're not stupid. Created by Rick and Morty writer Mike Mahan. Certainly not creator, because he was probably in the writer's room, but this guy hasn't got a joke in him. It's an adult animated comedy throwing a spotlight on the grunts who do the menial tasks on board the USS Cerritos, a ship specializing in second contact. So look, this is very, very, very clearly the pitch that Seth MacFarlane gave to CBS, and which they rejected, and he went off to make The Orville instead. This is very clearly the pitch, and I think they reused the episode suggestions as well. Basically, all the paperwork left after first contact. So that's what they do. The ambitious young Lieutenant Brad Boimer, he's not ambitious. He has avarice. He wants to succeed, but he doesn't know why. He's a pathetic loser because he's a white male. Brad Boimer, voiced by the boys Jack Quaid, doesn't realize though that his co-worker Ensign Beckett Mariner, Tawny Newsome, who is the worst human being ever, like the worst Starfleet officer ever, and the worst human being ever. It's like selfish, stupid, arrogant, everything bad, Here's it is. It's written by these idiot children that live on Twitter, right? These are who live for that mic drop moment. They go, and they're always like disingenuous mic drops, right? But they think whoever gets a mic drop is the coolest, bestest person ever, right? That's what they really believe, and that's all this character is. Mic drop after mic drop by being cruel and selfish. It's horrible. Is actually the captain's daughter? She's secretly slumming it because she because she sees the bridge officers as glory hunting Federation apologists, and she wonderfully lampoons the franchise more idealistic values at every opportunity. Yeah, exactly. If you hate Star Trek, If you hate Star Trek, this Star Trek is for you. It's odd to see the British crew in supporting roles. Actually, that's actually kind of a clever idea, but not having to flesh them out. They were never going to flesh them out. They didn't flesh out the main characters either. They don't give a crap. They know. Having them flesh them out means that all that double fist clobbering Cook inspired number one, Jack Ransom, played by Jerry O'Connell, and Phaser Happy Bajoran security officer Lieutenant Shax's Fred Tatascore becomes the subject of some great running gags. No, there was no great running gags. Nothing about this was funny. If you're not a fan of Star Trek, Lower Decks is amiable enough. No, it's not. It's tiresome. But if you are a fan of Star Trek, it's agony. It's absolutely. If you love Star Trek, it's agony. Funny but not hilarious. It's not even funny. No, this guy. Listen. Is Alex Kurtzman giving you a hand job as you're writing this? Is you're really putting out for him, baby. Funny but not hilarious at times. A little shouty, constantly a little shouty. But if you get the references, it hurts you because there are people putting things you love into something just to make you feel like they know what they're doing, which they don't. But if you get the reference and the show is absolutely stuffed with them, then it's on a whole nother level. Listen, as a fan thing, I would have actually been a little bit nice. David Golder wrote this. Oh, David, I actually have to trust for you. You sure? There's everything from guest appearance from by Trek royalty to throwaway lines to franchise minutiae like Zon, Satirian Ops. Yeah, I know, and it was just every one of them is a clanger. Every one is an absolute clanger. The Vadorians only previously featured in the first animated series. Actually, what wasn't bad when they did refer to them. You can see on their pad a picture of Kirk and Spock, which was from the animated series. See that was in the last episode where it's actually quite good. But here, let me just pull this down so you can see. This is everything that's wrong with Star Trek. White men are bad. White men are bad, and that's the overriding thought that just goes through the heads of everybody making this all that white men are bad, white men are bad, and we got to make the Mariner who is a black woman the bestest ever, and it's just awful. If you like Star Trek, avoid this one like the plague. And that's the problem with SFX magazine. It used to sell itself on its reviews, and now its reviews are worthless because they just shill relentlessly. Fine, let's see what else is there. Then we go. Oh, Fu Manchu is coming out. Is that a Blu-ray box set? Oh, okay. I'm going to read this later. But that's something I might be interested in. You might just talk me into that. That sounds good. Jeeps Crew Dementia, Sleeping Down, not interested. Gemini, Burst City, I Monster. No, don't know any of these. Here's Voodoo Apocalypse. Really, there's none of this stuff is of any interest. Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, look, kind of vaguely. So it's a 4K release. Blimey. What else they got coming up here? Over the Moon, don't know. But you see, okay, I'm going to say this is not worth buying. Because nobody knows any of this crap, right? I don't think anybody really cares. Twilight Zone, get 2 stars. Blimey. Even though it was totally woke, totally stunning brave, I only got 2 stars, right? That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad because it was a pretty bad show. Then with the book section, not a big reader, so nothing here is going to make me go, ooh, yes. Oh, blimey. That Doctor Who book got a bad review, 2.5 stars. Maybe because it doesn't have Jodie in it. Because again, they are massive shills. I will read it later and work out what the problem is. Then we've got more stuff going, more books. Don't know any of these ones, don't really care. This looks good. Oh man, how much is this book? The Flash Gordon, the official story of if this was a coffee table book about, the 1980 movie. Let's zoom in. Is it? Yeah. Hawkman, die! Yeah, okay, I want that book. That book looks good. So I finally found opening box of delights. Wow. Okay, I want that book as well. How many pages is that? That looks cool. About making a box of delights. Yes. It's a great genre show from '84. It says I don't know off the top of my head. I just saw it as a gloss. So it's a really good. It was a really good show. Now the comic reviews. X book. Who gives a crap? Don't really care. Strange Academy. Another one. Scotty Young. Don't really care. Dreaming, Waking Hours, yeah, don't really care. Yeah, Shadow Servant. No, you should put some Comic Skateboard in here. Star Wars Squadrons, yeah, listen, looks nice, but I'm out. Star Wars. I'm not paying for anything. Mandalorian, I'll get D+ for that. But I'm not buying any new games. You killed the universe. See, look, you've got the medical frigate on there. That picture to zoom in, medical frigate, which Rian Johnson blew up because he's a massive dick. He's just a massive annoying tool. And then they got this. How did this get 4 out of 5 stars? And my Doctor Who, the enemy of my enemy. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. Maybe because it had a same-sex couple in it. Because there are no heterosexual couples in genre anymore. That is verboten. Absolutely verboten. Is that a soundtrack from Children of Stone? That sounds pretty damn cool. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. Who knows? Oh, there's more ads. And then, okay, William Shakespeare, fine. The stuff at the end, and then GV. I kind of remember it. Was it like one season? I remember. You know what? I think it was Dreamwatch. That's the magazine I was reading at the time. Dreamwatch, which was the professional offshoot of DWB, Doctor Who Bulletin. Fine. I think we're pretty much the end. Total Recall, 4K. Well, I wonder what else they're putting on there. So again, why don't they do a story about this? I'm interested to know what they're doing with this 4K restoration and what else is on this. I guess because they can't think of anything. So there you go. That's SFX magazine. Should you buy it this month? $4.99. I don't think so. $4.99. Is it worth the $2.99? I don't know. I mean, look, it gives me content, so it's good that way, and I'm vaguely interested in some things. I'm buying it much more habitually. I don't know how much longer I'm going to last for. I don't know how much longer it's going to last for. Honestly, if it got cancelled, it would really, really be good for me, right? It would be good for me, so I wouldn't have to decide whether or not to stop buying it. So I hope that helped you in trying to decide if you're going to buy this month's SFX magazine, or like me, you're just like, I don't even know now. I'm actually more confused than at the beginning. So there you go. My name is Celia Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.